Hi there everyone, good evening if you're watching with me live from Australia. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Queensland, Australia. Tonight I would like to share with you my card that I have just put up in INKspiration's challenge, which is a group here on Facebook, and every fortnight on the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month we have a challenge, and this is the one that I did for tonight's challenge. So for this card I've used two stamp sets, the framed occasions, and we'll be using this little trio of dots here, and Simply Fabulous, we'll be using this tiny little donut image, kind of like a little donut. I call it a little donut image. And I think for my sentiment on the front, I stamped Thinking of You on this one, but I think I'll do a thank you on the one that I'll make tonight. It's just, I need a few of those at the moment, so that's what we will be doing. Brilliant Wings Dies is an oldie but a favorite. I need to grab the large detailed butterfly die, and we'll also be using the outline out of this one. So I will put them over here with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Welcome if you're joining me live, and if you're coming back to watch the replay, thank you so much for popping in. Good evening, young Beverly. I hope that the weather's not too cool where you are, although I'm sure our wind today was coming off your mountains all the way up here in Queensland. It was freezing today, that wind. Not very pleasant. My husband got up this morning and put on a pair of shorts, and then he came back an hour later and he said, oh, I think I was just a little bit keen with my shorts today. I said, yes, I think so too. So he went and changed. Okay, the colours we will be using, and these are the colours of our challenge: Melon Mambo, Soft Suede, Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie and Bermuda Bay. We will also be doing a little bit of ink blending, alcohol ink blending with our stamping blends on vellum. We'll be revisiting that little technique. So I've got my bottle. I grabbed this from Officeworks, but you can also buy it from Bunnings. So that's where you can grab that. And if you're using alcohol for blending, make sure you're in a well ventilated area, and it needs to be like 98-99% alcohol for it to work proper. What else do I need? I have grabbed my circle dies. We're not using them as a die. What I want to do is just trace around the largest one in pencil, just so that I've got a guide for my stamping. I'll need my mini dimensionals, and I will also need subtle shimmer sweet sequins. I've got a few of the silver sequins. These aren't adhesive backed, unfortunately, so we will need to glue them on with Tombow. So we have a little bit to do tonight, so let's get started. All right, in our card pack, I have created a card base in basic white thick cardboard. I have a matte layer that I will need to trim down. That is way too big. So a matte layer, which is I'm going to trim that down so it's like, oh, a really tiny, little teeny tiny border. I will do that right now. Okay, so 1/4 inch. I'm going to go down 1/4 inch, which will give you an 1/8 inch border around the outside. That can go back out the road. So teeny tiny little border. Well, not super tiny. All right, well, we'll also need a piece of vellum that is large enough to be cut out with your large butterfly die here. And you'll need a piece of silver foil, once again, just large enough to fit the largest detailed butterfly that we've got in that die pack. All right, so that can go there. I will need my circle. No, yes, I'll just... So I'm going to go towards the top, so I leave a little bit of room there for my greeting. Hello there, Heidi. Thank you for popping in tonight. I hope you're keeping well. All right, just very, very gently. We'll just, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just a bit of a guide. And I'll put that away so I don't lose it. Right, so to stamp these are the stamps that we're using. This one is from the trio. The trio is from Framed Occasions, and this little like donutty kind of image is from Simply Fabulous. And I'm going to grab soft suede. I'm going to use the darkest color first. And we're going to stamp this, twisting as we go, so it's not, oops, all the same, that all good. Okay. Sorry, Heidi, you could be a young girl too. How about that, young lady? Cheeky. All right, a little bit of Cajun craze. All right. Next, I want to do my Bermuda Bay. We'll brighten it up a little bit with some Bermuda. And then we'll do, that's it for that stamp. And when I stamp my colors, I like to kind of use one image for one color, but in this instance, I'm going to use one stamp in 3 colors and then one stamp for 2 colors. So now I'm going to go in with my pumpkin pie, just filling in and we will grab, lastly, a little bit of melon mambo, and again, just adding a little bit of colour. I think there needs to be one over here. What do you reckon, guys? What does that look like on screen? Pretty good? All right. I will just test it out once we do our butterfly, I think. All right, so there's that. We're going to let that dry, and then I'll erase that little pencil mark that's on there. Now comes the fun bit. We're going to get our, I've got our Bermuda Bay light and dark pens. We're going to just randomly scribble on here. I've got my heat tool. I am going to use my heat tool. I like using my heat tool when I work with my alcohol. Oh, and I will, before I start, I'm actually going to put, I've got an old towel here. I'm going to put this down so I don't spray everywhere. All right. So spray it up. Lots of alcohol. Okay, now if you're not happy with that, and I'm not quite happy with that, I'm going to add a little bit more. Spray it again. You can do this as many times as you like to get where you need it to be. There we go, happy with that. Put my lid on that. I will get rid of that. So there you have it. Little bit of Bermuda Bay on the vellum. And now I'm going to get my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to, not that one, that's not what I want. I want this one, all right? So this outline die is what I'm going to, and I'm going to try and, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. I was going to try, yeah, no, that's not going to work. So that's all right. All right, so I've got my machine here, and we will run that through. And then we have our vellum butterfly that I'm going to use as my background behind my foil. I will put that in the bin beside me here. We don't need that one anymore. Foil, and we're going to die cut this one out. Run that through. Oops, put that in my box. Keep that for later. I'll just poke all these little bits out here. Oh, come on. Play nicely. There we go. Another one there. No, a few more. Now, to stick this onto my vellum, very, very sparingly, I will add a little bit of Tombow. Oh, they still haven't come out properly. But what I want to do before I do that is I'm going to get some mini dimensionals, and I'm going to add them to the larger sections here of the wings, where you might possibly see that. So let's just trim that down with our snips. Oops, that's gone flying off there. That's all right. All right, so I'm going to put that there where we can't see them. I will take the backs off. And I will put just a tiny little bit of Tombow. It's saying that this is a new bottle, so it's probably going to come out everywhere. You don't want too much liquid glue when you're working with vellum, because it will warp the vellum. So this is actually the side that I applied my blends and alcohol to, and I want to flip it over and use the other side, and I'm going to, there is still something there that shouldn't be there. Stop being difficult. All right, let's try this again. We're going to stick the body down, and then and that's just going to hold those wings in place, keep that dimension happening, because once you put it into an envelope, chances are it's all going to flatten. And again, I'm going to in the exact same spot that I've got these other dimensionals, I'm going to layer them over the top. These ones I'm going to use a whole one, because you're not going to see them now that we've got coloured vellum. And again, where's my Tombow? I can't remember, did I? No, I actually put dimensionals under those is under the middle as well. I did. Okay. And before I stick that down, I almost forgot, we need to stamp a sentiment on there. So where's my Where's my, and I think I will do it in soft suede. And where's my stamp? Thank you. All right, we're going to do this fancy little trick. I have my plastic here. I've got my red dot up in the corner. That's going to go down. It's nice and secure with my magnet. All right, I'm stamping I'm stamping photopolymer stamp, so I've got my little cushion mat here underneath. We're going to ink up our stamp here and make a index image. We're going to grab this and put it where we need to be. Okay, lift your plastic, secure with your magnet, ink up your stamp once more, and we will stamp that. So that's done. Just wipe my stamp, put that out the road, excuse me, and my arm. All right, so before I put my butterfly on, I've just taken my pencil eraser and I'm going to just take that pencil line off, and no one would even know. Oh. We have our butterfly and we're going to just, oh, I've just bent the wings a bit, but that's okay. It'll still be okay. Bit of a jaunty angle. There we go. And by putting those dimensionals, I don't know whether it's really a bit tricky to see, but by adding those dimensionals between the layers, it will help. It'll help you maintain that dimension that happens and keep those wings lifted. Okay, I will now add a few more dimensionals onto the back of here. And to help me, I'm going to take the backs off these and add my glue. And my laptop has decided to time out, so sorry, I can't see any comments. Let me just give it a reboot. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Fingers crossed. There we go. Is that straight? Oh, it's pretty straight. Okay, so lastly, we'll just add a few of these little silver sequins. Now I had one up here, one in here, a bit of a gap in here, and a bit of a gap here. How about that? And I like to use my the putty end of my take my pick tool and just, and I'll even take that off and get it. Where are they? Now, that I think is upside down. Oh. There we go. Just a little bit more silver to work in with the silver foil that's on the top there. And that's it. You know, if you, I haven't decorated the inside, and if you wanted to do that, you could probably use the same stamps and repeat that on the inside. I think that would be a great option. A little bit of messing around with the alcohol background, but there you have it, quick and easy. How long did that take? Half an hour to do that. So super easy. Well, not super easy, but quite easy, and lots of fun. Love that background, nice and bright and colourful, using the colours. Do we have any questions? Yes, Diana, that's how I love putting my my liquid glue on my dimensionals. It just allows me a little bit of wriggle time to get it where I need it to be, because once those dimensionals hit the cardstock, it's kind of like they're there forever. I have heard that you can use dental floss between them and pull that dental floss down and remove it that way. I've actually, in desperation, I've actually got my snips in and snipped it all off to have a second go. But yeah. All right, ladies and gents, if you're watching, that's it from me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I should be back again next week. The last few weeks have been super busy. We're actually wedding planning at the moment. My youngest daughter is getting married this time next year, so well, in August next year. So I've been down to Brisbane a little bit, wedding dress shopping, which is exciting. Has she made up her mind? No, but she still has got plenty of time left up her sleeve to worry about that. Am I making the invitations? No, I'm not, and I am a little bit disappointed. But she's come to me and she said, "Mum, I want you to enjoy this. I don't want you to be stressed out by anything." So she said, "We'll just organise our own, and might look at doing something for the tables or something, maybe see if I can talk her into that." So cool. All right, guys, have a good night, have a good week, and see you all again next time. Bye for now.